Less than 2 weeks to get your votes in for the Pro Bowl. We're focusing on running backs today. Maurice Jones-Drew has been the bright spot in Jacksonville. He leads the NFL in rushing, and this is the third straight season, at least 1,100 yards. Ray Rice has a career-high 9 rushing touchdowns this season. He's just 74 more yards for a third straight 1,000-yard season. And although Fred Jackson has been placed on IR, he still ranks 6th in the NFL in rushing, despite having played only 10 games. Now, if Arian Foster hadn't missed 2 games in September, he could very well be leading the NFL in rushing. And the Titans' Chris Johnson appears to have turned the corner from an early season funk. He's rushed for at least 130 yards in 3 of his last 4 games. So starting here with the AFC, Mort, you've got a ballot. Who's on it?
Yeah, we're going to do this for a while. We did quarterbacks yesterday. We're doing running backs. Here's how I'm going to vote for these guys. I am voting for Arian Foster. I think he's an absolute Pro Bowler. Yes, it's a shame about Fred Jackson. Tough to vote for him and that he's hurt. I am absolutely voting for Ray Rice of the Baltimore Ravens. We know what he means to that team. And my first alternate is Willis McGahee of the Broncos. Nobody talks about him, but I cannot skip Maurice Jones-Drew, the NFL's leading rusher. But think about this: he's playing with a rookie quarterback and with receivers that we would call marginal. And it's just the truth. And yet he's out there. We saw him Monday night competing.
He's the one focal point. When you go in to play the Jacksonville Jaguars, you got to stop this one guy. Yeah, that's what you've got to do. And yet, guess what? Nobody can stop him because he's sneaky.
So he absolutely gets a vote.
You know what? He's so good. It's the real reason why this show is NFL 32. Let's say hi to Maurice Jones-Drew. Maurice, what do you think? You have a show named after you on ESPN. Not bad.
I appreciate it. I mean, I was just wondering when I was going to be able to get on my own show or get some royalties or something from it, you know?
Well, Marcellus actually cuts the checks for those, so I'll defer to Mark.
Marcellus been shortchanging me since I've been a rookie, so I know what that is.
We got history, Mark. Leave that alone.
You know what? Let's ask you seriously, because Mark teed it up, that when everybody in the world knows that you're going to get the ball, can you kind of describe what type of heart and determination it takes to still have the kind of production that you have?
Well, you know, to tell you the truth, that comes from my offensive line and the guys blocking for me. I mean, we've seen more 8-man and 9-man fronts, I think, anybody in the league. And for those guys that go out there week after week and block 1 or 2 guys or knock a guy out of his gap or, you know, fight downfield after we get 3 or 4 yards where I'm only running on safeties and corners, definitely helps out a bunch. So I have to give credit to them. And then obviously Greg Jones has been doing a great job, you know, destroying linebackers week after week. And it's been tough at times, but, you know, it's part of the game. Life is tough, and that's how we see it. You know, we want to be a physical team, and we obviously have some situations and things going on in Jacksonville, but, you know, that won't be an excuse. We're going to keep playing hard, and we're going to find a way to win.
Well, listen, I wasn't going to ask you this right yet, but since you just mentioned you had some things going on in Jacksonville, we all know about the proposed sell here from Wayne Weaver to Shad Khan. When you heard the news, can you just tell us what the reaction was internally within yourself and within the locker room?
It was shocking, you know. Obviously getting your coach fired and then the team being sold on the same day is something you don't ever dream about happening, but a lot of guys were, you know, kind of torn between the two because we felt, you know, that we didn't give Coach O'Reilly the best, you know, we felt like him being fired was a reflection on us as players. And so that hurt us at first. And then the team being sold, obviously that there was rumors around the town, around city about that, but we didn't believe them because, you know, you don't want to think about those things while you're playing the game. But we're very happy for Mr. and Mrs. Weaver. They've done a great job the last 15 years here. Or 18 years in Jacksonville, bringing the community together and building the Jaguars, and we hope Mr. Khan can come in and do the same thing. It's always tough to go out and, you know, I guess play, you know, and know these things are going on. But, you know, I think we've done a great job with that with the young team that we have.
MJD, just a real quick follow-up again on that, because you said building in the community there. Listen, you went to UCLA. Isn't there a part of you when your head hits the pillow where you're dreaming about LA a little bit here?
I'm not too much of an LA guy like Marcellus.
Oh, stop that.
I'm more of a San Francisco Bay Area guy, so I do love my school, and UCLA, we're going through a little trouble there as well, but, you know, I've pretty much raised my family here in Jacksonville, and my son, as much as I want him to say he's from the Bay Area, because that's where he's born, he always says he's from Jacksonville, Florida. And he loves it here, so I think it'd kill them, which obviously internally it'd kill me, because if my family's not happy, I'm not happy.
Now, Mojo, since the start of training camp, you've had a new quarterback, David Garrard, out, new head coach, and also now new ownership. We see how productive you are on the football field, but talk about the challenges you have as being a leader on this team and being a constant through all that change.
It's very tough. You know, I think with the team that we have, a lot of young guys. I mean, we have older guys around, or more veteran guys because of the injuries and guys going on IR. They look to myself, Mercedes, Daryl Smith, Greg Jones, and we have some young guys playing pivotal roles in our offense and on defense. And so, you know, when you see those certain things, I think you get the feeling of not being wanted, you know, where you know your coach is fired, you feel like you let him down, and then the team's being sold and all those different things. But what we told them is you have to understand the NFL is a $9 billion business, and they're going to make decisions to make more money. And that's why you have to go out there and produce and keep working and play as if, you know, you are fighting for that spot. Play as if, you know, you're doing everything you can to get better. Whatever you know, if you make a mistake, it's going to hurt the team. So that's what we try to do, and those guys, they've responded. You know, obviously we didn't have such a good outing on Monday Night Football, but those guys, we had some young guys, some rookie free agents come in and make plays, and that's what they've done.
You keep talking about these young football players and this young football team. What's it going to take, Mo, for the Jacksonville Jaguars to compete and be able to win their division?
Well, I think for us, it's staying healthy is the first thing, and getting that continuity back like we had a couple years ago in 2007. When you have the same quarterback, the same receivers, the same running back, the same offensive line, and I think you would know more about that being in Denver when you guys won your 3 Super Bowls. I mean, everybody was the same. There was no immediate change. I mean, if there was, I think it was McCaffrey showed up, am I right or wrong, or it was just like little pieces were put in place to help you guys get over the top. But the nucleus of that offense, the nucleus of that defense, they've all been there. They've all been the same for the last 5, 6 years. So that's what we have to continue to work on and work with. And I think with the more stable we're getting and the better we're feeling. I mean, a lot of people don't see it, but Blaine's progressing throughout the year, and he's doing a great job. I mean, sometimes it doesn't show on the field, but on those 2 drives on Monday night, I mean, he was 8 for 9 on one drive. When, you know, he was making quick decisions. When guys weren't open, he was checking the ball down. He was scrambling for first downs. I mean, he was making plays with his legs. He was moving guys in the right spot, and that's what you expect out of a young guy. And it's crazy how people can say, we need another quarterback, we need this, but Peyton Manning struggled as a rookie. Tom Brady didn't even play as a rookie. Some of these guys didn't have great years. I mean, Aaron Rodgers sat back and watched Brett Favre. I mean, there's so many things. And then he struggled when he first got into the league in his first year starting. So we weren't expecting Blaine to come out and play like Drew Brees or these guys. We expected him to come out and just improve each week. And that's what he's doing, and we're happy with that. Now, the public might not be happy with that, but that's okay because we're going to continue to work, we're going to continue to play, and we're going to see how it turns out in the next couple of years.